Test, 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 test. Hello, world. Sup, Danny? It's time for drums again. Different set to yesterday. There's probably going to be some surprises in here that I can't remember. Alright, Test Forever. I'm alright. I'm actually exhausted. But I haven't practiced this set yet. So I ain't got a choice. I got to play it. It's going to be fun. Thank you for turning up, guys. I appreciate it. Vanamis, what are you saying? You saw us in St. Louis. Flipping right. When was that? I can't remember when we were last there. Long time ago. Hello, Yoz. Hello, Sticks. Hello, Tortoise. I like tortoise nuts. I love it. Brilliant. Got myself a cup of tea. Gonna try and not knock it off my little tray, because that'd be upsetting. All right, here we go. For some reason the guitars aren't in this file. Just for this song though, I've put them in for the other ones. I just missed this one by mistake. What we saying? Michaela, hello. Janelix, what are you saying? More metal than Mars Kettle. I love that. That's so good. Oh my days. This is going to bring me to life. I felt really sleepy and drained all morning, so I'm hoping drumming does what drumming does. Is it moist in the drum cave? I mean, not particularly. It's quite chilly because I've got an air conditioning vent like to the side of me here. $2.39 in Melbourne? Oh god. What are you doing up at 2:39? You just had a nightmare? Well, that's not very good, is it? Let me see if I can make you think of better things. Oh, come on! Where's all the Nocturne guitars? This is shite. There's no flipping guitars there for Nocturne. Ugh. I've clearly exported something wrong here. Hold a minute. Let me see if okay. Alright, I did King correctly. Let me see. Let me just skip forward and see what I've... Alright, I'm going to have to skip Nocturne, because it's got no guitars, which would just be crap. Or do you guys want to see me play along to Nocturne, even though there's no guitars, so you just hear the drums and I hear the click? Tell you what, I'll put the click on. How about we do that? I'll put the metronome. You can hear the metronome that I hear to Nocturne. That's better than nothing. Flipping these sets, I have to go through and put the guitars back in. Because when I get them, the guitars aren't in there because the guitarists would be playing them normally. And that means that it's just drums and like synths and whatever. But it means it's really crap for practicing. So let me just get the metronome for you guys so you can hear. I'm going to play Nocturne. You guys will hear it with little clickies. And it's going to sound weird. Here we go. Ah! Okay. Well, if all else fails and I don't hear the music live, at least I know the song well enough in my head to just get on with it. Stupid.
10 seconds.
Nocturne minus Nocturne. Oh shit! Ah! There you go. I didn't know that the gap was going to be that short, so I'm glad that I know that. Because if it had just got to the show and I was there drinking my water or something after Nocturne, I'd have been upset. So, sorry guys, I completely messed up the show. This is why we rehearse, guys. This is why we rehearse. What are we saying? Jack, your 2-year-old approves. Flipping right, I'm his favourite drummer. Well, that's amazing. I'm glad that I'm anyone's favourite drummer. That is, like, actually incredible to think about. There we go. Annabelle's comment is clearly a bot or nonsense or just like a 12-year-old who just got a phone for the first time. That's hilarious. You named after Gavin Harrison, but he likes me. Funny Gavin Harrison story. We played a show with Porcupine Tree a few years ago, and we got to the stage, we were setting up our stuff, and we're told very, very strictly, some guy just comes over to us and he's like, no photos with Gavin, no photos with Gavin. We're like, first off, who the hell's Gavin? We then realised it was Gavin Harrison. It was funny though. I wasn't going to get a photo with him. Did Jimmy Savile write his own music? I think he just presented Top of the Pops, didn't he? I'll play some Lost Prophets for you instead, how about that? There we go. Oh my gosh. Smile, ladies and gentlemen. That flipping bit at the end of that song is so difficult to play. It's so flipping ridiculous to play. Rusty, what are you saying? I gave your daughter a stick at the Dortmund show in Feb. Flipping right. I think I remember that. I've got photos. I think our photographer took a photo. Did I hand it to her or did I throw it out? Because normally, if there's someone at the front that's rocking out and they just go for it the entire show, or if it's like a kid at their first concert, I try and make sure they get the stick. Because I know what that would have made me feel like when I was a kid. I'd have been like, oh my god, I'd be flipping stoked. There we go. She got it framed. Flipping right. That's so cool. Well, I'm glad that there was something small that I could do to help people. That's flipping amazing. I've just seen that someone has subscribed on my website on a gold membership for a year. It's just come through in my emails. That is flipping amazing. Thank you so much. That is so cool. If you guys are interested, jpostones.downhere.com. Get yourself a free trial if you're interested. If you're a drummer, if you're trying to get better at the drums, I can probably help you out. Legion, here we go. Oh my days! That is some ridiculous stuff to try and play on the drums, oh my gosh. Come on. That flipping song. I'm trying to work that song into a drum clinic for later this year. To talk about how stupid it is. Would you guys come to a drum clinic if I talk specifically about how dumb that song is? It's so great to play, but it's also such like... There's so many difficult moments to navigate in that song. And I've actually forgotten one of the fills. I'll just kind of play a different fill because I've forgotten what the album one is. I need to go back and revisit it. It still sounded okay though. It sounded fine. Mess, Legion is one of your favourite songs. It's one of my favourites too. I think Legion and War of Being from the new record, I really like playing those. I like Sacrifice as well. What's this going to be? Wob? Yes, we've been Wob. Here we go. I don't know why it's only in my left. I've done something wrong. Who just said do a trad blast? I don't even know what that is. A blast beat. Oh my days. You haven't heard the synths till now? Yeah, so the mix I've got is kind of shot. I just tried to put guitars and stuff in it real quick because I've got loads of things to do today, so I just did a very quick export, and it's not sounding amazing if I'm being honest. Sean, what are you saying? There you go. Yikes! Did you like that 8-inch Tom solo? hitting us with that Desi Arnaz solo. I've got no idea what that means, Will. You're going to have to explain that one. Is that a person? I'm sure it is. I've got no idea. It shows how switched off I am. Surely I've learned some Carnival songs. I haven't learned them, but I know a few in my head. He's yeah, he's a great drummer. We did a tour with Carnival a few years ago, like many years ago, man. Like probably 11 years ago or something crazy at this point. And I got to play on stage with them, which is crazy. There's a song, Sky Machine, where like there's like a pattern that does something like that, and I got to go on stage and play the toms for it because there's toms and a beat, which is cool. That was a crazy, crazy thing to do. Yeah, man. Carnival are great. They're one of those rare bands. They're playing... what's the flipping show that we're doing? Arctangent. They're playing Arctangent the day before us. And I think we get there that day, so I get to see them, which is nice. I got to hang out with Drew a little bit last year at Radar Festival, which was flipping amazing. I hadn't seen him in ages. There was like a collection of people, and I saw one of my friends, and I started to walk over. And it was Einar from Leprous, Drew from Carnival, a couple of my other friends, and then another one of my mates who I haven't seen in like 5 years just came up and like grabbed me on the head, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? This is flipping amazing. It was so good.
Seconds.
Slightly late with that snare there. Did anyone there notice? Shit, is it there? No, it's there. I haven't got my cues in my ears, so I'm like getting lost a little bit. Late snare and then late with the fill. Oh dear. Oh dear. Cancel the stream, cancel the shows, cancel the band, everything. Gosia, what are you saying? Hello. Yes, I was playing heel toe doubles there. It's like the easiest way for me to play double strokes with one foot. Oh, that was nice and tight. Oh, come on. Hang on. That was shite. That was absolute shite. Let's do that properly. Can't be dealing with that. Shocking. Oh, that's way too far back. Hang on. Something like that. Was that passable? You're going to Arctangent for the first time. Flipping right, it's going to be so good. on. It's not. That would be why. Right. I think there's one more song. Be surprised if there wasn't. I think we walk off stage and come back on. Well, we do. What was that? I went to try something new and couldn't do it. I love it when that happens. That means I've got something to practice. Hey up, Dolly, how you doing? What the hell? Yikes. Might practice that again in a minute. Oh gosh. Playing the flipping drums. Who decided that was a good idea? Who decided drumming was a great idea? Everyone that basically wanted to be heard in a band. Anyone here a drummer that played an instrument before they played the drums that wasn't loud enough? Me. That was me. I was playing keyboards and no one could hear poor old Jay in the band. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm playing the drums. Everyone will hear me then. I'll have the last laugh. And now look at me. Cost me my hair. Cost everything. Literally everything. No, I do enjoy it. It is good. What can I choose to make my life the most difficult? I mean, you know what? It's not untrue. It's literally not untrue. I think about this sometimes. Because it's like, okay, what can I choose to make my life the most difficult? But also, like, just how I exist on planet Earth. Because you know how difficult it is to make money as a musician? It's absolutely and utterly screwed how difficult it is to make money as a musician without just, like, doing something you absolutely don't want to do. And most people have to do something they don't want to do. And I'm fighting daily to do something that I want to do, to keep this thing going. It's hard. It's hard work. People don't talk about this stuff enough, but it is flipping difficult. Tesseract is amazing. Doesn't pay the bills though. Doesn't even come close to paying the bills. And Tesseract's like not a small band. We're not a massive band by any means, but we're definitely not a small band. Headlining festivals and stuff. So yeah, just shows you what it's like. What it's really like being in a band like this. But I do get to play my favourite kind of music. And my initial goal... this is my initial goal, right? My initial goal is be in a band that's playing the exact kind of music that I want to play and tour the world and it be the main thing that I do that I'm known for. That's done, right? That's done. And then after that, you're like, okay, well, what bloody hell do I do now then? Like, I achieved the thing that most people would say is like the goal that you give up on because it just seems ridiculous. But that's happened. Like, get an album that I can hold that's in my hand that I can buy from a record shop. Don't even think about that anymore because it's like going to happen whenever there's a record that gets released. And that's insane. That's literally insane. Tell you what I would like though. The mortgage paid. To eat. The basic things. I jest. I do jest. But yeah, if you ask anyone in this band, they'll give you some kind of like panicked answer if you ask them like, oh, what's it like being a musician? they'll say, oh my god, don't even go there, don't do it, oh my god. What you're saying, Luke, you know the feeling. You've been trying to make a living from doing music for years and you're not interested in doing covers bands. That's the thing. So if I was straight up, if I was just like, oh, you know what, I would like to I'm going to make money from music, I'm just going to do weddings. Because like everyone's getting married all the time. Like AI isn't going to take away weddings, is it? Wedding bands are always going to exist. You might hire robots one day to play the songs, but if you want a wedding band, you're going to hire people. That's going to stay for flipping ages. Same with like wedding photography. That's an AI-proof future career. But man, AI is coming for everything else. There's no way that most jobs, most things don't have AI written all over it in like a couple of years' time. But those things pretty secure, and they will pay. If you got a wedding every weekend, every other weekend, like your band's making easily a couple of grand doing that. And if you're splitting that between the people in the band, like 4 of you maybe, 3-4 of you, you're making a bit of money every weekend doing that. It might not be everything you need, but it's certainly like a lot more than we get paid individually on stage of being in Tesseract. Like, I don't even want to say how much we probably get per show for being in this band, because it's a lot less than you guys might expect. It's probably like $40. I'm not even joking. How much we walk off stage with each. It's like, oh great. After everything's paid for, that's probably what's left. It's insane. But we get to do some amazing things. We get to tour the world. I've literally seen the world. Who can say that? Not many people. I'm been to New Zealand yet, and I would like to go to New Zealand. That seems like it'd be a good time. I want to go and see the Lord of the Rings stuff. I'm sure there's some animals down there that are worth seeing that aren't anywhere else either. That's pretty amazing. But yeah, Arctangent's coming up in, when is it? Next weekend. It's like a week yesterday. Saturday, we're playing Arctangent. That's going to be sick. Does it help when people buy your merch as Styx Press? Yes, of course. All of those things help so much. So, like, buying merch, coming to the shows, bringing a friend to a show, honestly. If everyone that came to our show was like, oh my god, I've got a friend that doesn't know the band and I'm just going to drag them to this show, kicking and screaming, and they're either going to like it or not like it. Telling your pal about Tess is free, what Will is saying, that's what I'm saying. If everyone did that, the shows would obviously be twice as big. When people come to the shows, with like the ticket numbers from a previous tour influence the next thing you can do, right? So when you come to a show, that helps us on that tour, but also the next time, because they're like, okay, well, you got this many people last time to the show. That means we can either put you in the same venue or we can put you up a size in venue. If you go up a size in venue, the fee goes up and you can afford to spend more on the production, so the whole show is bigger. And we're one of those bands that, like, we've got the sound dialed in. We're just working on making the visual of the show absolutely insane. So if you come and see us, we've got some pretty crazy stuff going on over the next couple of days, over this next week, like the festivals that we're playing. We're doing Motoculture in France, and we're doing Arctangent in Bristol in the UK. Yeah, man, we're like just putting everything we've got into what it looks like. Because if you don't do that, you're just a band on stage with black t-shirts and nothing. We've done that before. Man, this was insane. Right, a few years ago, we played this festival. I think it was like Finland or something. I can't remember what the festival was, but we were like second or third on the bill. The band immediately before us, right, was the band that were like the Eurovision entry for that country. I don't know that it was Finland. It might have been. They were the Eurovision entry for that country, and they had like TV money, so their production was outrageously good. It was so good. And we had nothing. We had like a flannel with a Tesseract on it, flapping in the wind, that was way too small for the stage. The stage is massive. Imagine this curtain behind me, right, being about this big around my head. That was what it looked like, with a Tesseract cube in the middle of it. And we were just on stage with no lights, just us and a sound guy rocking out. And there's videos that went up from that show, and someone even said, like, all right, Tesseract, we get it with the whole minimal thing, but you've got to come and you've got to do something at these shows. And we're like, yeah, we can't afford to. It costs us the entire fee that we're getting to get here. Like, to get here with our gear costs us everything you're paying us. So what do you want us to do? Yeah, it's insane. No one really understands what it's like trying to make a band work. The costs are enormous, absolutely enormous. The amount in versus the amount that's left, you would not believe. And it's not because we shit with money. It's just because it costs that much to do it, to operate at the level you're trying to operate. You want to tour in a tour bus? It's going to cost you 50 grand or something for a month. Like, that's just what it is. Anyway, it's not for me moaning about money. But yeah, come to a show, bring a friend, bring your mum. She'll love it. She might not love it. I'm not guaranteeing that. But just bring someone. Bring someone down. Like, you've got a friend. They deserve a day out or a night out. They deserve to get out of the house. You'll have a good time. It'll be nice. And we will appreciate it very much. If we have had any effect on your life whatsoever, your musical interests, if we've dragged you out of a hole at some point when you were feeling rough, that is how... You don't actually owe us anything. We're not doing this so that you give us anything back. But if you feel inclined, then bring someone to a show. It would be bloody lovely. Right, I feel like I should play the end of Juno again, because there's two ways that song ends in the shows that we're playing. And I'm going to get it mixed up. I'm literally going to get it mixed up. So I might have to do that one more time. One more time before I do that, guys, ladies and gentlemen. we have some text on the screen in case you haven't seen that is advertising my lovely drum lesson website. If you ever went on my old drum lesson website, it's not that. Okay, you might have gone to my old website and gone, oh, this is a bit rubbish. I'm not going to stick around here. That is not the case with the new one. We've been working on this thing literally non-stop for about a year. We managed to launch it a little earlier than we wanted, than we thought we would. So I expected to launch it in July. We launched it in April because it was like ready, basically. There's over 100 lessons on there. There's some courses on there. My masterclass is on there, which is the main thing that people like digging into. The whole thing is that you get like a customized experience when you get in there, and when you sign up, I send you a lesson every day that will help you really dial in not just like what you're working on, but how you're working on it. So it's not just sign up, lessons, see you later. I'm trying to get you like seriously going and inspired to get behind the kit, because I think that's where people spend too little attention. And if you don't focus on how to practice, then you just have all these drum lessons and don't know what to do with them. So go and have a look. You can try it for free, literally for free. You get 7 days free if you sign up. Let me know what you think. I'm super proud of it. It's the best tool I've ever made. I haven't even made it. I've instructed a person that's talented and can code to make it, and we've just shared like better and better and better ideas, and it just continues to grow. So if you're interested at all, if you're a drummer, go and check that out. jposounds.com. There's a free trial baked into it, so go and check that out. I'm going to play the end of Juno one more time, and what we're saying, we've got some people in the chat that are actually involved in it. So Dolly, you can confirm it's been updated and it's so much better and user friendly. Thank you very much. Sean as well, you finally got around to creating a new account. Flipping right, thank you very much, mate. I'm going to hit play. A little bit more music for you guys. Hope you're having a nice weekend. I might go and play a computer game after this because I'm feeling like I need to just relax a little bit before flipping next week comes around. I'm flying Monday into rehearsal. So I'll fly straight into a rehearsal. At the end of that rehearsal, I'm doing some session work because I need to get paid. I mean, I do. And then we've got traveling to a show, do a show, travel again, do another show, Arctangent, and then I'll fly home. So I've got a packed week of doing things and then flying. Bookending a very busy week with flights. Fly on Monday, back on Sunday. Including 2 festivals and seeing all my family and friends. Absolutely mental. But that's what it takes. And I really enjoy being around the people in the band and the people that we work with. Everyone's so flipping lovely. If you're coming to some of the festivals, let us know, and I will wave at you from the crowd, from the stage at some point. Here we go. Oh God. I forgot it. I haven't got the guitarist in the background playing what they play. Oh shit. Let's do that again. There we go. Oh, for God's sake. I remembered it though. So basically we go from Juno into part 3, which is sick. But there's another set where we go from Juno... we end that differently. We go into Juno, out of that. Yeah, there's 2 ways round. You got to get it the right way around in your brain, but when both of them have Juno involved, my silly brain goes, oh, it could be either of them. So there's a 50-50 chance at Moto Culto that I play the wrong one. It'll be fine. I'll listen to it a few times on the plane. We'll do it in rehearsal. I'll have Ackle in my ear turning around to me going, don't play the right fucking one, you idiot. So yeah, it'll be fine. Alright guys, I'm going to check out. I'm going to go and chill now. Let my tired brain rest. Let my body recover ahead of the week ahead. If you're coming to one of the shows, I cannot wait. It's going to be great to see you there. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us. It's going to be good. And yeah man, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a good week ahead. And drums. Drums, everyone. Drums.